Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. So today I'm actually going to be talking about this thing on the internet that I feel like has gotten really prevalent in the last few years, and it's basically the curious case of reply guys. And if you don't know what a reply guy is, it's basically the guy that has a humongous argument in the comments section of literally anything. It doesn't have to be a YouTube video, it could be a Twitter thread, it could be like on Tumblr, it could be a fucking like, I don't know, it could be anything. Like a Craigslist ad. Basically, it's the person that just responds to everything. And that's kind of why I've developed a rule for myself is like, don't respond more than once. Do one response, because that's really all that you need. Because essentially, if you keep responding to this person, the only thing that's going to happen is you're just wasting time, right? Because generally speaking, the reply guy's intention is to get basically like the last laugh, right? And so it's like you're gonna be there all fucking day responding to this guy every single time he says something, right? And at that point you're both idiots because you're going nowhere. I mean, I think ultimately the most negative aspect of this is just the fact that you look and basically are a loser. Like if you're going around just thinking that your opinion matters at all. It's like watching the news and you have these two idiots like, you know, arguing over climate change, and neither one of them is willing to have their minds changed at all whatsoever. And it's like, at that point, you guys are just arguing about nothing. Like, there's just no reason for this to exist. And I think that there's a huge prevalence of it now because of things like COVID. People just got so used to being indoors and on their phones all the time that they just sort of developed this personality of like a lazy man-child who doesn't do anything all day. If you had something to do, you wouldn't be arguing with some random person on the internet. Now, with that being said, I have had my history of being the quote-unquote reply guy, but things have changed. I've developed a new rule for myself: one reply, and that's it. Because it doesn't really matter after that. If somebody leaves a comment on my video saying that they disagree with whatever I was talking about, that is what it is. That's their opinion. And generally speaking, most of these people are not willing to have their opinions change. They all think they're kind of correct, and I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, if that's the point of an opinion, is that you think you're right about something, but it's like, what's the point of an opinion? What's the point of that if you're not willing to have your minds changed by a different perspective? You have to have at least that a little bit of leeway to have an actual conversation, to have an actual, you know, human connection with other people. And I think it's just kind of, I used to be really upset about things like this, you know, because like, for instance, like video games like CSGO, one of the most toxic communities in all of gaming, in my opinion. You could do literally anything and somebody could tell you to kill yourself, right? And every so often, I play with my brother and some of his friends. We kind of squad up and we play Premiere. And Premiere is one of those things where, like, you can't, if you're not familiar with Premiere or CS, like, you're not able to back out of that game. Once you queue up, that's it. And the reason why you can't back out is because you get like a cooldown, or maybe you'll get a ban, or sometimes like subsequent bans will last longer than the previous. And you just don't want that on your record, and people will be able to see how many times you've backed out of a game. And so it's like, anyway, to get off this rambling tangent, there's just been so many times I can think of where my brother and like one of his friends, or like just anybody, would literally just go for fucking days just arguing with these random losers on this game. I would consider most people on CSGO to be like basically losers, like fucking man children, these dudes that just have no job. All they do is play CS, right? That's the only thing they do all day long. And they will sit there and argue with those people for fucking ever. And it's to the point where occasionally it can get really frustrating to deal with. Like, dude, I'm trying to like listen for footsteps and like you're arguing with this random idiot on our team. Like, just mute him. It's so easy to do that. And I guess that's a great segue into the next point on this topic, is that, like, you know, 90% of this happens, pretty much all of this happens on the internet. Reply guys exist solely on the internet and social media. And this is why I don't believe in cyberbullying, because you could just literally mute the other person. You could mute them, you could block them. There are literally so many opportunities to just basically wipe this person from your life. Like, as if they even had any major role in your life in the fucking first place, you know? Like, the fact that you're arguing with them at all shows that you have no self-awareness. You need to fucking block them or mute them. I mean, that's why I stopped, like, going on Discord and, like, VR chat and shit, because I realized everybody on those platforms are fucking losers. Like, all those people do all day long is, you know, they kind of just sit in their own little bubble of yes men, you know? And they sit there and they all have the same opinions. They all have the same political beliefs or whatever the fuck. And the second somebody comes in there and disrupts that, it becomes this huge, annoying shit fest of just like, no, you shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. Like, what are you two doing? Like, for real, what are you doing? You are on a platform right now where you could actually just pause that person's voice forever. Like, within a split fucking second, just hit a button and immediately that person just stops talking. Like, I don't understand. And, well, actually, I do understand. The reality is like, a lot of these people, they want to be right so bad, right? So whatever they're arguing about, they cannot fathom just leaving the conversation without making the other person feel like an idiot, right? But the problem is that they're both trying to do that, so it never happens. Like, they're both trying to outsmart each other. I mean, it's like a snake trying to eat itself. Like, what are you doing, bro? You're an idiot. Like, there's no point to this. And some of these people are so nasty, too. Like, some of the conversations that I've seen. And, like, there's times where, like, I'm in a Discord call and I'm like, dude, you guys are both idiots. You both need to shut the fuck up. Like, just mute each other. Like, the mute button is there. And going back to, like, the whole, like, I don't believe in cyberbullying thing, like, I don't believe in it, because unless you're like 8 years old and you don't have the capability to actually understand self-awareness like that, then you should not be bitching about, oh, I'm getting cyberbullied. It's like, a gay person like myself deals with, you know, these like crazy homophobic slurs, like the F word flying around all the time in any game that I play. And any Discord server that I'm in, any like VR chat lobby, whatever, which granted is the reason I don't use those platforms anymore anyway. But it's like, I never really approached people like spitting out this random, you know, homophobic shit at me with aggression, because I knew that they're just idiots. I knew that they're not actually homophobic. They're just saying that to get a rise out of me. And personally, as a fucking 24-year-old grown adult, if I'm allowing some fucking loser on the internet to like piss me off by saying a word, in my opinion, I got way bigger problems in my life than just that. Like, you're letting some random loser who you've never seen before take advantage of you and get the best of you. Like, how could you do that? Especially with like a word. Like, are we really at that point right now? Like, cavemen in like 20,000 BC were offended if you didn't finish your dinner because they didn't know when they would eat next. Like, dude, it's just so ridiculous. But off on another tangent. Anyway, the point of this video is to say, just respond once or not at all, because it doesn't matter what you think and it doesn't matter what that other person thinks. If you're like me and you're making YouTube videos and somebody leaves a comment saying they disagree with you, that's fine. You just give them your side of the story and then leave it at that. You don't need to respond to any of it. One of my previous videos talking about basically the split between the LGB and the TQIA, there was this one person that left like 5 separate comments on that video, because it's like one of those things where they were watching the video as they were commenting, and so every time I said something new, they would leave a new comment, and I just responded to one of the comments. I didn't even read the others. I read the one that seemed like it was the most important, and I responded to it, and that was it. And since then, I've gotten at least 7 new replies from the same person, and I have thrown it under the radar because I don't care. I mean, simply put, I just don't give a fuck. Like, it's just not. It doesn't have a place in my conscience. But anyway, I think I said everything I needed to say in this one. By the way, check out my new website, fucking Kaysworld Pop-Up Aesthetic. It's basically, I created a new art form with Photoshop. And it's like a little Photoshop project where all these little art pieces of like memes and shit are placed into these like Windows 95 window pop-ups. And all of these are done in Photoshop, and they're all original. Every single one of these. Like they all, I mean, some of them are more simple than others. Some of them are just images with captions, whereas others are, you know, I spent a lot more time on those ones. This is a great one, for example. Frodo pape this tray flip. Fucking Gandalf doing a epic tray flip on his fingerboard. But then there's also the classic real men don't poop. Take that for the books, kids. You're gonna need it. But anyway, go check out that website. It's really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. I'll see you guys later.